Tom Aspinall has finally had enough. After weeks of fans claiming he exaggerated his injury, after endless comments saying he quit in the biggest moment of his career, the heavyweight champion has decided he's done being polite. The man who built his image on being respectful, mild-mannered, and soft-spoken is flipping the switch. And honestly, after seeing what he's been dealing with, it's hard to blame him. Aspinall went on Ariel Helwani's show and released new footage with an eye specialist who broke down the exact damage he suffered. Damage caused by Ciryl Gane's full, clean eye poke at UFC 321. The doctor explained Tom's right eye literally doubles the entire world every time he looks sideways, and then it fades into gray. His upward eye movement is restricted. His depth perception is broken. The condition is called Brown syndrome, almost always caused by trauma. And the specialist flat out said Tom shouldn't even be training until the double vision clears. When Tom heard people accusing him of faking it, he admitted he didn't even look at his phone for days because the hate was so overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't really like the notion of that either. It didn't look like he won and then he's getting a title shot. I think people are a little bit sour about that. I just want to fight. I want to be as active as possible. I want to fight as much as frequently as I possibly can. Yeah, I just want to get back to what I do.
But once he did, he realized something. No matter what proof he gives, some people just want to tear him down. Tom's done trying to please them. He said he's embracing the villain era, and when he comes back, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. Heavyweight division, be warned. Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley is dealing with a very different kind of chaos. After Ilia Topuria pulled out of talks for a fight and rumors exploded about a divorce, deleted photos, and messages to other women, O'Malley finally addressed the whole situation on YouTube. And instead of firing shots, he actually defended Ilia. He said going through a divorce is already brutal, but going through one publicly with 2 kids involved is the kind of stress that destroys someone mentally. Sean even said he understands why Ilia would refuse a fight camp right now, because trying to train at championship level while half your life is melting down is impossible. But then came Sean's second shocker, his placement on UFC 324. For the first time since UFC 280, O'Malley is not the headliner, not even the co-main. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes took that slot, and Sean joked that he's falling off hard, saying he's one bad performance away from fighting on the early prelims in Great Falls.
He got fingered, 2 in the eyes. One of his fingers even went in his mouth. It was deep. Ciryl Gane was looking so good in that first round. Tom Aspinall's nose was bleeding. Ciryl was landing with that jab. I got a heavyweight. You go in there, and a lot of the times a heavyweight, you see guys not really engage too much because it takes one punch, especially from 2 big punches like that. And Tom was kind of pushed, like coming forward. Ciryl was landing beautiful jabs, circling around. He won that round. Both those guys, for being heavyweight, can move so well on their feet. God, that was going to be such a sweet fight.
He even tried getting his fight made into 2 3-minute rounds because he's exhausted from 4 straight 5-round camps. UFC said no immediately. Sean laughed it off, but the tone underneath was real. He knows his stock isn't what it used to be. But while Sean is joking about falling off, Belal Muhammad is dead serious, and he's coming after Ian Garry. Belal claims Ian poked him in the eye 3 times strategically during their fight in Qatar, and that it wasn't accidental at all. Belal said Garry used eye pokes as a calculated advantage early in the fight, knowing that refs rarely deduct points. According to Belal, Ian was very smart. He figured out what he could get away with. He even said fighters have learned to eye poke early to disrupt their opponent immediately. Belal isn't pulling punches. He's pushing for rule changes and automatic point deductions, warning that without consequences, fighters will keep abusing the loophole. But he still gave Ian credit, saying Garry managed the distance perfectly and that he's learning from the loss. Whether fans side with Belal or think he's overreacting, the controversy isn't dying anytime soon.
What's the worst injury you've ever had so far?
I was training one day and I'm sparring, and then all of a sudden I see black at the top of my eye, and I'm like, rub it, whatever. So I go back to sparring, light sparring, and then it's like, it just becomes literally like all black. And I'm like, what the fudge is going on? And then I'm like, all right, well, let me go to the doctor. And then like the doctor just gives me like a look. You gotta go to surgery immediately. What do you mean? Like, what's going on? What's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you have a detached retina. You could go blind. You know, you're thinking it might Michael Bisping, what happened to him? And you're like, you don't know what to do. I had to go like the surgery right away because he's like, the longer you wait, you're gonna lose vision more and more. I'm assuming like once he takes the band-aids off, I'm be able to see. I go in there, get the surgery done, and then takes the band-aids off, and I'm like, bro, I still can't see. He's like, no, it's gonna be 8 to 12 weeks. Honestly, it was like the most depressing thing that I've ever gone through in my life.
Meanwhile, Kamaru Usman and Ariel Helwani are now in a full-blown civil war. What started as Ariel saying Usman doesn't deserve a title shot because he's 1-3 since 2021 quickly turned personal. Usman went on his Pound for Pound podcast and blasted Ariel without saying his name, making nose jokes and calling him a glorified fan. He said real fighters shouldn't appear on shows run by media personalities who talk to stay relevant. Ariel fired back instantly, accusing Usman of being sensitive, pointing out that mentioning a fighter's record isn't disrespect, it's journalism. Helwani said Usman clearly got triggered because the facts don't help his case. And honestly, whether you love Ariel or hate him, he's not wrong about the record. But nothing this week shocked the MMA community more than the news about Ronda Rousey. According to Boxing Scene, Ronda is in active negotiations for a boxing match against Katie Taylor in Las Vegas, possibly in 2026, with Netflix interested in streaming it. The internet exploded instantly, calling it one of the most mismatched possible fights. Chris Cyborg roasted Ronda on X, saying she once saw Ronda shadowboxing and her shadow won. Fans were even harsher, calling it a tempting suicide, saying Katie Taylor might and mocking every clip of Ronda's striking from the home fight.
To beat Ronda.
He wouldn't know. He's not an expert. He's a fan with an audience.
Some believe Ronda is doing this for a final big payday. Others think it's pure madness. But everyone agrees. If she steps into a pro ring with Katie Taylor, it will not go well. Israel Adesanya also found himself back in the headlines after posting sparring footage with lightweight striker Mauricio Ruffy. Not light sparring, not touch and move. These two were ripping combinations in 4-ounce gloves. Ruffy had previously said it was his dream to train with Izzy, and watching the clip, it's clear he came ready to impress. The speed, the angles, the reactions. It reminded people why Izzy's striking IQ is still elite and why Ruffy is becoming one of the most exciting prospects at lightweight. Fans immediately started fantasy booking Ruffy against Topuria, Chandler, Gaethje, anyone just to see those hands in a real fight. But the fighter who's feeling the pressure more than almost anyone right now is undefeated contender Lerone Murphy. After the UFC announced Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2, skipping over both Murphy and Movsar Evloev.
The elbow was very calculated. Was that something that you practiced before the fight?
Yeah, I'm one of the best technicians in the game, and I had a few tricks up my sleeve. I knew from watching tape on him where he would put his head, and I set that up nicely.
Murphy admitted something fighters almost never say publicly. He fell out of love with MMA when he learned he wasn't getting the title shot. He said he came to MMA because boxing was full of politics, only to realize MMA has the same issues. He explained how he spent 6 years chasing Volkanovski, training with the goal of beating the champ, and now believes Volk will retire before he ever gets the chance. Murphy says he's trying to focus, trying to push forward, but the motivation crash hit him harder than any punch he's taken. And beyond individual fighters, the UFC landscape itself is shifting. After next weekend's UFC 323 card, we're entering an extremely rare 6-week break with no UFC events, the longest in years. It's all part of the new Paramount broadcast deal kicking off at UFC 324 in January. To keep fans from going insane during the drought, the UFC is reportedly bringing back a massive seasonal press conference on Friday, featuring the entire PPV slate from January to March. Last time we had one of these, Sean Strickland and O'Malley nearly stole the show, so expect chaos. We also have early news on a huge Mexico event lined up for February 28th, 2026. Edgar Chaitas versus Felipe Bunes is already locked in, and undefeated prospect Imanol Rodriguez will make his UFC debut in his home country, a massive spotlight for a fighter who's only 6'0". Add Josh Hokett quietly signing his UFC 324 fight contract, and the next few months are looking stacked even before the layoff ends. But the storyline that keeps circling back is Tom Aspinall. After everything we've seen, the diagnosis, the footage, the doctor explaining exactly why Tom can't see straight, it's hard to believe anyone still thinks he faked the injury. Tom said it himself, "You just can't please these guys." So now he's done trying. A fully healed, fully angry Tom Aspinall is coming back, and whoever stands across the octagon from him next is going to pay the price for every comment he read during the darkest weeks of his career. And that wraps up today's update. The week has been insane. Divorces, title drama, beefs, wild callouts, Ronda Rousey trying to box, Usman versus Helwani, and the heavyweight champion turning into a supervillain. The MMA world does not rest, even when the UFC schedule does. If you're enjoying these daily updates, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode of Fight Grid.